Welcome to Greater Verde Valley Chamber Chat, the show that brings the heartbeat of the Verde Valley straight to your screen. Each episode covers timely local topics, highlights upcoming community events, and showcases the small businesses that make this region shine. Viewers will hear directly from local business owners and community leaders who are shaping the future of the Verde Valley. It's all about supporting local, staying informed, and strengthening our shared community. Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, helping businesses grow today to create a stronger tomorrow. And now, here's our host, President and CEO of the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, Christian Oliva Del Rio.
Welcome to Chamber Chat with Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio. I'm the President and CEO for the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, and thank you for being here. I have an amazing friend of mine I've known for a number of years, and so happy to call you a friend. You do amazing things for our community. Catherine Anderson is a career navigator and Title IB for American Job Center at Yavapai College. Welcome, Catherine.
Well, welcome, and thank you. Yes,
thank you.
Good friend.
Yep.
That's a great way to describe it.
We've been through a lot together.
We have been through
probably.
a lot, yeah.
How long now?
Well,
with Yavapai?
almost 11 years.
11 years.
Yes.
Pretty amazing. And we've been doing job fairs together for at least that long.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's earned you the title of Job Fair Queen, because you know the ins and outs of job fairs and how to make them successful and really give back to our community.
Yeah, we've changed them and evolved them, which is a
have.
good thing. Yes, we started out with a lot of paper.
Yeah.
And now we're electronic, which is a good thing.
Electronic registration is much easier, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot less paper to carry around with us.
Remember, I've actually got shelves with books, binders with all of our old applications and everything, and having to go through it, and it was definitely challenging. But so, the Yavapai College and our partners have been doing this job fair for a number of years. I was just thinking, I've been with the Chamber for 18 years now, and I know the Chamber's been doing it for over 20 because I actually found my job at the Verde Valley Job Fair.
Success story.
Yeah, and 18 years later, here I am. So, there's definitely potential for finding that dream job, right?
That's why we do it.
That's why we do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what can people expect when they come to a job fair?
I like that question because so many people, they have this thought of what a job fair is, and ours are different. Mm-hmm. And I say that proudly. Mm-hmm. We bring in, depending on which job fair it is, because all of our job fairs are just a little bit different, but we bring in a variety of companies into one location. So instead of a job seeker, knocking on all the doors or pounding the pavement all over the area.
It's hard work.
It is hard
to
work.
get work.
Yes, it definitely is.
Right.
We have this Verde Valley Job Fair. That's exactly what it is. It is a Verde Valley Job Fair. It encompasses Camp Verde, Cottonwood, Clarkdale, Sedona, and all the other locations in the Verde Valley. Yeah. And we have it in Cottonwood to be central, and we bring in companies from all over the area. And we invite them all, and then we invite all the job seekers to come in as well. And it's industries, all types of industries. So you might have law enforcement, education, manufacturing, marketing. It's different year to year.
It is, right.
And they're all there in one location for job seekers to come in and meet with. So whether you're a job seeker that knows specifically I'm into this type of industry, or someone that's like, I don't know, I just need a job.
Geez, I had a job. I was teaching at the college, and then all of a sudden this is fell in my lap, and I was like, wow, I love this, right? So you never know. And if you're open to exploring and you may not be happy where you're at, why not come check it out?
Exactly.
Right?
And then these companies are there, and we'll say, some have to follow their corporate policy. So you can come in that day, talk to them, find out about the company, and then they're just going to have to take your resume, and you're going to have to go through the whole process.
Right.
And then we'll have other companies that day will be like, we want to sit down and interview you right now.
Yeah.
So that's why we say you'll never know what's going to happen at one of our job fairs. You may leave that day with the job pending the background check.
Sure.
But but it's just such an opportunity to come in and be able to meet with all these companies at one time. And when we say a variety of industries, you may go, well, I'm not interested in education. I'm an accountant.
Right.
But you never know. One of those education companies could be hiring for a bookkeeper.
Right, exactly.
I remember a long time ago, we had a construction-related company at a job fair that was hiring for an IT position.
Yeah.
And they filled it.
Right.
At the job fair. So you never know, just because you're hearing me say.
Keep an open mind.
Yeah.
And come and explore. Your talents could be used for any kind of business.
Anything. I mean, like I said, just because you hear me say healthcare or hospitality and you're going, but I'm an accountant.
Right.
Or I'm a this or I'm a that.
Right.
Those different companies, those different industries could be
Need those
hiring.
skills.
Exactly.
Right.
Healthcare needs accounting. Healthcare needs HR. Healthcare needs a secretary
IT
or
probably too.
IT or even, a facilities type person.
Yeah.
A lot of these companies need anything and everything. It's not just what our mind goes to. Healthcare,
Right.
that's just a doctor and a nurse.
Sure.
Oh, it's much more than a doctor and a nurse. So when we say our job fairs are big deals, they're big deals because we're bringing in hundreds and hundreds of positions for our job seekers.
Right. So, like I said, you've been doing this for quite some time. Where else do you do job fairs?
All over Yavapai County. Standard every year, we do Verde Valley,
Right.
Prescott Valley, and Chino Valley.
Right.
And throughout the years, we've had some in some other locations. So those ones may come and go, but for sure, every year we have those
We
four.
have our regular core ones that happen throughout Yavapai County.
Yes.
Right. So covering all our bases. So I remember at earlier job fairs too. We had different recruiters that would come up from the Phoenix area. Somewhere like National Guard. So if you really weren't, you were maybe looking to serve, right? Or do something different, or you already serve, and you need resources. Right? We're not just employers that might be hiring, but we have partners that work with us.
Yes, we always have partners. Like you mentioned, veterans, we have the VA as a partner.
Yeah.
We do know some of our veterans have the different needs afterwards. I don't know how to do a veteran resume. I will admit that. I might I am a career coach, but a veteran resume is a completely different thing. So we have our VA partners that can help us with that. And we usually do have some soldiers.
Yeah. Well,
We do have some military groups that will attend as well. And yes, we have had some groups come up from the valley as well. We love to keep our job seekers here.
Yes,
but we know there's always some fields
opportunities
and
around.
opportunities, that
Exactly.
they're just not here.
Yeah.
So we do have to, acknowledge the fact
But
that not everything is going
But
to
it's
stay
good.
here.
You might be looking for something different and maybe coming out of the Verde Valley. So tell you what, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll give people a little more information on how to prepare themselves for
Sounds
the job
good.
fair. All right. We'll see you in just a minute.
Move over for any flashing lights. At 65 miles per hour, your vehicle travels over 95 feet in 1 second. 1 second that could change everything. Their lives are flashing before your eyes. Move over, Arizona. Every vehicle, every time. It's the law.
My name is Mary Grace, and I'm an Alzheimer's daughter. I lost my mom to Alzheimer's in 2017, and 2 months after losing her, my dad was diagnosed. The earlier the diagnosis you have, the more time you have with your loved one. With my dad, now that I know what's coming, I've taken upon myself to create a bucket list for him. I'm able to enjoy with him and create memories not only for him, but for myself. So when he can't remember, I'll remember for him.
Larry Green Chevrolet has been an important partner to this community for over 30 years. Whether it be offering outstanding service and deals to the Verde Valley or providing support to schools, charities, and community events, we have made it a part of our business. We love and support the growth and future of Cottonwood and our surrounding areas. That's why we refer to our dealership as the People Place. Larry Green Chevrolet is a proud sponsor of Yavapai County, and we are proud to support our Mingus High School football. Go Marauders!
To the lake, Marauder away games, family adventures, weekend getaways, all the best trips start with a stop at the Suzy Q Market in Cottonwood. Fill up with Marathon fuels and drive clean and save green. A quick dash inside finds all the trip essentials, snacks, fresh coffee, goodies, and over 6,000 of the best beverage choices ever created. Ask about the new mobile pay app and rack up gas and in-store savings with Marathon Rewards. The Suzy Q Market drive-thru window is super swift, next to KFC on Main Street in Cottonwood. Go Mingus!
Welcome back to Chamber Chat. Again, I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio, the President and CEO for the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce. And with me again is Catherine Anderson, and we're talking all things job fair. Right before the break, we were talking about, some of the job market challenges, right? And that this is a great opportunity for you to be in one location with all kinds of different opportunities, industries, anything from construction to healthcare to just about anything. But the flip side of that is that, we definitely have a challenging workforce issue for our employers.
It is. This is a tough time right now. The average right now, we're telling job seekers, depending on the position, of course, is 6 months on the job market. And that's tough. When you're out there and you need a job, to hear that it could be 6 months.
Right.
So here's your opportunity to come out there, and same for our employers as well, and get in front of all these employers at one time. And if you're an employer, to get all these job seekers coming in at one time.
Right.
In just a few hours. So it's such a great opportunity if you can't find the right job seeker and you're like, I don't have time to be sitting here posting an ad for 2 weeks. I'm not telling you not to post your ad for 2 weeks.
Right?
You still should do that.
Right.
But here's another opportunity to take a couple hours out of your day, come be at this job fair, and have 100+ job seekers walk through the door at one time.
Right.
And you might find that next great hire, like what happened to you 18 years ago.
Right.
So it's just a great opportunity for both of them.
As an employer and as a business owner, you have to look at all your different options, and this is an amazing opportunity for you to get in front of that potential career person that you want to hire on.
Yes, and so we know from last year.
Yeah.
And we never hear back from everybody.
Right.
But we know for sure last year we had 8 people hired as a result of that job fair.
Right.
And I say, could be more.
Yeah.
Because we don't hear
Not
back
everybody
from
reports
everybody.
back, right.
But we do know for sure from that job fair, 8 people were hired.
That's interesting, though, too, because it's neat that Yavapai College, you guys actually register people in, and then you do surveys and follow-up. So we have a running track record and data so that we know that these job fairs are successful, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, we know at least 8.
Right.
But it's hard because, again, I mentioned earlier that some people have to go through the corporate process. And so, it's not 2 weeks later they already know somebody was hired.
Sure.
They have to go through, we got to do this, we got to do that. There's a background check, there's references. And so by the time they've hired the person, we've moved on to the next job fair. So we may not get that data.
Yeah.
But to know that at least 8 people was hired, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a success.
I think it's successful for sure. So you know what, that kind of brings me up to, one of the things that we do is we don't just tell job seekers how to prepare yourself for the job fair. We also do something that's called best practices for the employer.
Yes.
Elaborate on that a little bit.
If I'm a job seeker coming into a job fair, I want to know before I stop at that table who that company is.
Right.
What they're hiring for. Why should I stop at that table?
You
So
do your homework.
I do my homework. So if I'm walking by and I come across this table that's just a black tablecloth like this, doesn't mention who that company is, and the recruiter is maybe just looking down the entire time, I'm not going to stop at that table. There's nothing there that's drawing me in. And I might be thinking, well, is this what this company's like?
Right.
So we created the job fair best practices, which encourages the companies on what to do at a job fair. You come in, you have a tablecloth that says who you are, you have a listing on the table of what you're hiring for, have a colorful display, be standing up, be
you
proactive.
Might have a pop-up banner
Yes,
that
a
tells people
pop-up.
about what you do.
And be out there saying hello and
Right.
shake hands.
Right.
And we find that the tables that are like that draw the job
And there's
seekers
more
in.
success to have somebody that actually is a good employee that wants to work for your company.
Exactly. The ones that we hear back from when we do that survey after the fact that say, well, nobody
We got
stopped at my
nothing out of
table.
it.
We got nothing. I'll look back and I'll think back to who those companies were, and I'm like, yeah, well, your table also had nothing that told me who you were.
Right.
You were looking down at your phone
Or
the
why
entire
would I want to
time.
work for you?
Yes, there's a
Right.
reason nobody stopped at your table
Sure.
to interact with you.
Right.
So yes, and we make a contest out of it every
Yeah.
year, and these companies take it seriously.
Yeah, and they get a pretty good prize at the end of it. I
They
don't
do.
know. I'm usually in charge of getting the prize,
you
but
are.
I'll make sure I get a good one because you will be judged at the fair. We will have a secret judge
Mm-hmm.
going through and looking at all the booths and talking to people, and then selecting the best business that was there. So.
And that means
It's
even
important.
staying until the end time.
Yes.
We understand things come up, and there might be a company that has to leave for daycare issues, or God forbid something really bad happened. Because it has
does
happened.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if the job fair closes at 6,
Right.
we need the companies to be there till 6.
Right.
So if we had this wonderful, awesome company that was doing everything right, and they left at 5 o'clock, they don't win.
Right.
You have to be
No,
there
you
till the
have to
job
be
fair
there to the end.
closes.
It's
Yes.
part of the job, right?
It's part of the job. Exactly.
So that you bring that up. So what we haven't even talked about. So the date is.
Oh, yes, the date.
August.
August 5th, yes.
Right, and it's from 3 to 6 in the afternoon, and I think that was one of our smartest moves because we used to host it during the day, right? And what's the challenge with that?
The challenge is we have that some people do have a job, but they need a better job. They're
Right.
looking to upskill. They're looking
Right.
to advance. Or you'll have somebody that maybe it's a homemaker that's looking to get back into the workforce, but she needs her husband, or
Right.
I shouldn't say husband, spouse,
Somebody to watch
partner
the kids or
to-
whatever,
yes.
so that right.
And or we might have even someone that's in high school that would like to attend the job fair, but obviously they're in school at lunchtime.
Right.
So we've moved it to later in the day to allow for all this to happen. So that 5 to 6 hour is where we find that maybe somebody who already has a job but is looking for something better,
But
or
still
a
has
second
this
job.
opportunity to come
Yes.
and explore.
And we've had some really good candidates come in at 5:30.
Right.
There's been a couple job fairs where it's been 6 o'clock, we're closed.
Yeah.
And there's still been a job seeker and a company in there talking.
Right.
Because the right candidate walked in
Yeah.
right there at the end of the
Very
job fair.
interesting to me that we've seen the demographic maybe change over the years, right? And I reflect back to like last year, we had an older demographic, right? Maybe a little more professional, resumes, dressed in a suit, and it just kind of blows me away that we're seeing a lot more of that. But how can job seekers? How should they present?
Job seekers need to remember you are potentially meeting your next boss. Sometimes at these companies, especially if they're a smaller company, it is the hiring manager, the owner.
Right.
It's not necessarily the HR rep.
Yeah.
So you want to dress professionally. And we know not everybody has a suit and tie.
I don't have a suit and tie.
I don't have if you do have, let's say, a dress or a nice pair of khakis or a nice
Or
blouse,
a nice polo shirt.
or a nice
or-
polo shirt, that's what you should wear.
Yeah.
You do not want to wear shorts. You do not want to wear jeans with holes in them, a tank top.
Right.
You don't want to wear a shirt that's got logos on it for other companies or profanity. That's the stuff you should absolutely avoid. Avoid pajamas. Now,
And slippers and walking your dog.
slippers and walking your dog.
We've seen that.
We've
yeah.
seen all of this,
Right.
and that's why we say that.
Right.
Now, we do understand some people may not have the budget
Yeah.
to go out and buy this kind of wardrobe. There are places in town that can help with that. However, again, if you still don't have that, then I would say, okay, if you're going to wear a T-shirt and a nice pair of jeans, make sure they're a clean pair of jeans, no holes, and
Not wrinkly.
not wrinkly, and a plain colored T-shirt, like
Right.
maybe a white,
Right.
white. I would even avoid white, black,
yeah.
blue, a dark
But some
color,
solid color.
a solid color, no words.
Right.
I when we say no profanity, we've had that.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, this is an HR director,
Sure.
a potential, maybe the hiring person,
Right.
right there.
That
And
person's looking at, and you're going to be representing their business. They want to make sure that you want to represent
Yes.
their business in a professional way.
And brush your hair.
Right.
Because again,
I
we've
don't have
seen
any.
that. Well, but we've seen that too.
Yeah, yes.
You don't want to look like you literally just rolled out of bed
Right.
and walked into this job fair, because that leaves them the question, are you going to roll out of bed and just walk into work?
Right.
And you're representing my company, you're going to
Sure.
be the face of my company.
Right.
So
Yeah.
look presentable.
Take some time.
Take
Just
some
as we're
time.
holding our employers responsible to present themselves right, you need to as well as a job seeker. So.
And do your research. We'll talk about this, but we have a list of all the companies. So do your research, see what companies are going to be at the job fair.
Google is an amazing thing.
It is.
Right.
And you can look them up, see if they won any awards, find
Right.
out about the company. So when you go meet with them and shake that hand, because they should be shaking your hand.
You already know.
You already know, and say, hey, so I looked up, or I found out, and last year you won some awards, or I see you're looking about expanding, or
Right.
something about that company, so they go, hey.
Right. They actually took the time.
They took the time.
And you might find out you don't want to go work for that,
And you might
but
find-
check the next one on the list.
Exactly.
So we're going to take another quick break right here, and when we come back, we'll give you all the details on how to register and get yourself set up to be at our Verde Valley Job Fair. And thank you. We'll see you in just a minute.
Forgot something inside or picking up food from the store? Never leave a child in a car. In Arizona, heat stroke can happen in seconds. Temperatures can rise 20 degrees in just 10 minutes, making a vehicle dangerously hot. Heat stroke can happen even in the shade or when it's below 60 degrees outside. Once you park, always remember to stop, look, and lock. Visit heatstroke.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Finding yourself skipping your self-care routine, experiencing things around you others don't, or withdrawing from friends and family. You might be experiencing first episode psychosis, or FEP. Stress, trauma, substance use, even genetics can trigger it. And if you're in your late teens to mid-20s, it's impacting you more than others. Know the signs of FEP. Go to learnmorefep.org. Sponsored by MatForce, working to build healthier communities.
For generations, the Gettles name has been synonymous with heating and cooling ingenuity. Since 1987, Gettles High Desert Mechanical has established itself as the premier HVAC company in northern and central Arizona, having not only survived recent economic setbacks, but thrived and grown during those times. From sheet metal fabrication to equipment installation, and now comprehensive plumbing and drain services. From clogs to comfort, Gettles has you covered. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders!
Volunteering creates positive change. You can help people in your community facing adversity, offering them hope and a path to a better future. You will transform lives, find fulfillment, and discover a sense of purpose. Join the Army behind the Salvation Army, dedicated to meeting human needs without discrimination. Discover how at salvationarmysouthwest.org. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time, they simply have the heart.
Welcome back to Chamber Chat with the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce. Again, I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio, President and CEO for the Chamber of Commerce, and Catherine Anderson is our career navigator, and we're talking all things job fair. We were just talking before the break about, dressing for success and keeping a higher standard of, presenting yourself. This could be your dream career, and, doing research. And again, we hold our employers to that same standard. So it's just important for you to draw the right person in to fill that position as it is for them to want to fill the position. So
Yes.
it's important stuff. So let's talk a little bit about our partners, because we've been doing this for quite some time, and it really is a team effort.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
So tell us a little bit. Who is helping us along the way?
Well, obviously we have the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And we have the Greater Sedona Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
City of Cottonwood, and Yavapai College,
Yeah.
and, U.S. Vets as well.
Right. Yeah, it really is a regional thing, right? It's each of our communities have come together and pulling this together, and it for me, it's great that both chambers are engaged. We represent the business community, so we kind of have our finger on that pulse, and quite an extensive membership from both chambers. So you have all these different opportunities for businesses that are here working in the Verde Valley, right? So, you know, how can your business take advantage of this opportunity?
Well, it's not hard at all. We've made it a very easy process. So you can go online to one of two websites. You can go to Christian's website,
VerdeValleyChamber.org.
or you can go online to the college website, ycredc.com/events, and just look for the Verde Valley Job Fair link.
Right.
And then you just go on and say, hey, I want to register. If you're a chamber member, and that's any chamber, because we just encourage chamber membership.
Absolutely.
We love chambers. It's $100. If you're not a chamber member, it's $125. The deadline to register is July 22nd, because we have work we have to do behind the
Right.
scenes, so we have to
Get
make a
everybody
deadline.
laid out in the right positions. and-
Yes. We have extended the sponsored deadline
Right.
until this Friday, July
11th.
And there's two different sponsors. There's the silver, which is $200, and gold, which is $250. And being a sponsored gives you a prime seat. We allow. There is a live radio feed
Right.
with Yavapai Broadcasting the day of the job fair. So a great time to go out and promote
Your business.
your
and-
business.
Right, your openings.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a great time to get out there and say, we are here. Right now, if you're listening to this, come on over.
Right.
Come meet with us right now.
And we do a lot of marketing for this, and so there's benefits to that. So we currently have some sponsors.
Yes,
right?
we do.
Right.
We have Brio Home Care, Master Corp, Wild Time Restaurant Group, the City of Sedona, and we got Fan Contracting.
Just signed up. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're getting that extra exposure as well.
Yes,
right?
so that we put their logos on everything. We can't do these job fairs without our sponsors.
Right.
So we always want to thank our sponsors for doing, helping us get
Definitely.
the word out to everybody.
Right. Right. So again, August 5th.
August 5th.
August 5th from 3 to 6. We say 3 because we open a little bit early, so some of our seniors that might need a little additional help or our veterans.
Our veterans, our seniors, and our disabled job seekers.
Right. So 3 o'clock if you're there, or any time between 3 and 6, obviously. We understand that you might have some things going on.
At the
And
Cottonwood Recreation Center.
At the Cottonwood Recreation Center, and that's 150 South 6th Street here
Yes.
in Cottonwood. And so, again, there's a lot of information on our website and on the YCREDC website. And so our employers definitely need to register because we need to know who's there. Our job seekers do not need to register. This is a free event. You just need to show up prepared, bring your resumes, your business cards if you have them, your information so that you can share.
Right, absolutely free for job seekers.
Right.
If they do need assistance preparing in advance, they're not sure, would this outfit work, or what do I do? I need help with my resume. They can reach out,
Right.
and I can help prepare them in advance.
Another great resource. that
Another great
Yavapai College
resource,
is
yes.
Helping, yeah.
My number is 928-776-2008. If they give me a call, I can help them prepare.
Right, very good. And so we'll also have a list of employers so people can find that out. Should be on your website. I'm going to make sure it's available on ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
We update once a week, which obviously hasn't been updated this week yet. We usually
Right.
do it at the end of the week.
Right.
But ycredc.com/events, and just look for the Verde Valley Job Fair, because we also have the Prescott Valley one on there right now as
Right.
well.
So really, if you're in a different community, hopefully you might be seeing this show. I know it's going to be on the local cable channel as well as on YouTube and Verde Valley TV and my radio place. You can definitely check that out to find out, watch this. Yeah, so we got some exciting things happening. We're expecting at least 40 exhibitors or employers.
Employers, yeah.
Employers, and if you're looking for work, this is a great opportunity to have a central location and find your dream job, right?
Exactly. Christian found his. See,
I did.
This is my proof they work right here.
They work. All right. Well, I think we've covered our bases. Again, August 5th from 3 to 6 at the Cottonwood Rec Center. And that's 150 South Main Street
Six-
in Cottonwood.
South 6th Street.
I'm sorry, South 6th Street, 150 South 6th Street. Thank you. And again, you can find out a lot more information at ycredc.com or verdevalleychamber.org. This has been your Chamber Chat. And again, my name is Christian Oliva Del Rio. And thank you, Catherine. I appreciate
welcome.
you
Thank
being
you.
here and looking forward to the next one. Come back and visit with us again.
Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Greater Verde Valley Chamber Chat, the show that brings the heartbeat of the Verde Valley straight to your screen. Thank you to our host, President and CEO of the Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, Christian Oliva Del Rio. Tune in next time to stay up to date on timely local topics, learn about upcoming community events, and the small businesses that make this region shine. It's all about supporting locals, staying informed, and strengthening our shared community. Greater Verde Valley Chamber of Commerce, helping businesses grow today to create a stronger tomorrow.